On May 8, 2025, white smoke rose above the Vatican, and the Catholic world held its breath. That smoke meant only one thing: the cardinals had chosen a new pope. This time, the choice was historic. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, a man many, outside the church hierarchy, barely knew, was elected as the new leader of the Catholic Church. He took the name Pope Leo XIV, becoming the 267th successor of St. Peter, and the first American to ever hold the position in the long and rich history of the papacy. But who really is Robert Prevost? What path led him from the streets of Chicago to the highest seat in the Roman Catholic Church? His life story is not just about religion and service. It is also a powerful story of transformation, humility, cultural understanding, and deep commitment to people across the globe. Robert Francis Prevost was born on September 14, 1955, in the vibrant and hard-working city of Chicago, Illinois. He was the youngest of several children in a devout Catholic family. Chicago, with its strong Catholic traditions, immigrant neighborhoods, and blue-collar roots, shaped Robert's early life. His parents, committed to their faith, taught their children not just to believe in God, but to live in a way that reflected their beliefs. Robert grew up seeing how faith could be a daily guide for action, love, and service. From a young age, Robert showed signs of a deep spiritual calling. His family remembers how he would pretend to celebrate Mass, using an ironing board as an altar. He was not only playful, but sincere, and that sincerity followed him as he grew older. His family and neighbors noticed it, and there was even a neighborhood prediction that he might one day become pope. While this was said jokingly, no one knew just how prophetic those words would turn out to be. Robert's journey into the religious life formally began when he joined the Order of St. Augustine in 1977. The Augustinians are known for their emphasis on community life, learning, and pastoral care. It was here that Robert began to shape his understanding of what it means to serve others, to listen, and to be present. He later studied in Rome and earned a doctorate in canon law from the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas. This advanced education gave him the tools to understand the Church not only spiritually but also legally and administratively. But Robert Prevost's path was not one spent in ivory towers or distant seminaries. He chose to go where many would not, into the heart of Latin America. He spent many years in Peru, serving people in remote areas and building deep relationships with communities often overlooked. He learned Spanish fluently and absorbed the culture with respect and humility. This wasn't just mission work, it was a life lived alongside the people. He taught, served, and listened. This made him more than a visitor. He became a brother to those communities. In Peru, he faced the struggles of poverty, inequality, and the deep pain people carried. His time there helped shape his understanding of what the Church could and should be: a voice for the voiceless, a light for those in darkness. People who met him often spoke of his kindness, his gentle strength, and his genuine concern for others. He was not loud or showy, but his quiet determination left an impact. After years of missionary work, Robert's leadership qualities began to shine. In 2001, he was appointed as the Bishop of Chiclayo in Peru. Leading a diocese meant taking on new responsibilities, balancing spiritual care with organizational demands. But even in this role, he never distanced himself from the people. He remained approachable, deeply involved in the community, and continued to speak up on issues that affected everyday life. Later, his work was recognized at the highest levels of the Church. In 2014, Pope Francis appointed him as the head of the Order of St. Augustine. His experience in international service, cultural understanding, and calm leadership style made him a valuable advisor. In 2020, he was brought to the Vatican and made a bishop in Rome. A year later, in 2021, Pope Francis made him a cardinal. By then, his voice had become respected not only in Rome, but around the world. What made Robert Prevost stand out was not ambition or power. It was how deeply he connected with the teachings of Jesus. He focused on mercy, compassion, and truth. He cared about those on the margins, the forgotten, and the misunderstood. He emphasized the need for dialogue between cultures, the importance of protecting human dignity, and the strength that comes from humility. When Pope Francis passed away on April 21, 2025, the Church found itself at a crossroads. The College of Cardinals gathered to choose a new leader, someone who could continue the work of reform, bring healing, and address the challenges of a changing world. Many were surprised when Cardinal Prevost's name was called, but those who knew him saw the wisdom in the choice. As Pope Leo XIV, he now holds one of the most influential roles on earth. But those closest to him say he hasn't changed. His brothers John and Louis describe him as the same man he always was, humble, balanced, and deeply connected to his faith. When his brother John missed a call from him after the announcement, Leo XIV playfully teased him about it. That moment reminded people that behind the title of Pope is still a man, a brother, and a friend. Pope Leo XIV is seen by many as a bridge between different parts of the world. His American upbringing, Latin American missionary work, and European education give him a rare global perspective. He understands the struggles of working-class families, the needs of indigenous communities, and the complexities of Vatican diplomacy. He speaks several languages and listens with care. His papacy is expected to focus on unity, justice, and spiritual renewal. He is likely to continue Pope Francis's efforts to care for migrants, defend the environment, and call for economic systems that respect human dignity. But he also brings his own vision, a church that listens more, that welcomes those who feel excluded, and that stands firmly for what is good and right. Many believe Pope Leo XIV's background will help him lead the Church through some of the most challenging issues of our time. From the decline in church attendance in Western countries to the persecution of Christians in some parts of the world, from debates about moral teaching to the need for interfaith cooperation, his experience prepares him to face all of it. He has shown that leadership doesn't always mean shouting from the mountaintop. Sometimes it means walking quietly with others, guiding them gently, and being present. That's the kind of leadership the world sees in Pope Leo XIV. For young people around the world, his story is especially powerful. It shows that someone from a simple neighborhood in Chicago, raised in a humble family, can rise to lead over 1 billion people, not through force or fame, but through service, love, and faith. It reminds us that true greatness often comes in quiet steps and faithful hearts. As Pope Leo XIV begins his journey, many are watching closely, but those who know his story already have hope. They believe that in him, the Church has found a shepherd who understands both the joys and sorrows of the modern world. A man who prays not just for the powerful but also for the forgotten, a leader who believes that every soul matters. In the coming years, the world will hear much more from Pope Leo XIV. He will travel, speak, and make decisions that affect millions. But through it all, he is likely to remain the same kind and steady presence he has always been. His biography is still being written, but it begins with faith, family, and a lifelong commitment to serve. That is who Robert Francis Prevost really is, the man who now walks in the shoes of the fisherman, not to rule with power, but to guide with love.